So last time we had talked about the benefits of this book and what are the things that this book is going to give you, the benefits and its purpose, and what are the problems that are the areas in which this book is going to help you. And then we talked about its methodology also. And within methodology, we talked about looking into roots, prefixes, and suffixes. And second important thing was that how to use and misuse, how to understand the use and misuse of certain words. And we also discussed about the root ego and the root alter. So let me quickly recapitulate or revise these words, and then we will proceed on to our other roots and the words which come under those roots. So egoist was our first word that simply meant being selfish. Egotist is somebody who talks about his achievements and accomplishments. Then egocentric is a person who keeps his ego while taking any decision, or he thinks about himself, or he keeps his ego at the center of his lifestyle. So that was egocentric. Then there can be somebody who is egomaniac also. The person will be called egomaniac, and the noun will be egomania. So whose ego is so big that it turns into a kind of madness. So that is egomania. And there are some people who consider themselves nothing less than God. So these people are called egotheist. If you say that I am God or I am equivalent to God. So I hope these words are clear to you. And then we talked about alter. So alternate was the word which we sharply distinguished with alternative. So alternative was choice, and alternate is skipping one another, so choosing one after another. Altercation was a verbal dispute and a noisy one. And alter ego is somebody whose qualities, whose features, whose personality is just like you. So that person becomes your alter ego. It can be good also, it can be something bad also. Alteration means a change, and unaltered means something which remains unchanged. So these were the words regarding the root alter. Now we move ahead, and if you paid attention, then you might have noticed that we are talking about some personality types here. And in fact, your session 1 of your book is titled as personality types. So personality is a combination or is a reflection of your habit, your characters, your moral beliefs, what you think is right and what you think is wrong. It also represents your likings and dislikings, what you like and what you don't like. And it is determined by many factors like genetic and environmental factors. So it could be from your parents, or it could be in which environment you are living or spending your life. So personality types we are talking about. And another thing is that personality is not a simple thing. uh, it consists of a number of complex ideas, and all of us have those complex ideas, features and characteristics. And once again, if you remember this principle of brevity or short words, so this book is going to give you so many one words which will describe a complex features, which will describe so many features of a person. So in that way, these terms are going to help you. And another thing is that be it you or be it anybody else, all the people will have certain personality, and you must be able to know and use certain words which will describe their personality. So today we talk about some more personality types. So these words will be clear what I mean by habit, character, likings and dislikings when we explore certain words. Okay. So one broad category which is there in which human beings are divided is this, the category of introvert and being extrovert. So introvert once again comes from this. So if you break this word introvert, it has two parts. One is in and the another is verto. So verto is to turn or to move. So very broadly speaking, if your personality is turned inwards, then you are introvert. And similarly here also, x will always mean out. So always remember these roots. This will help us. In and x. And verto is once again turning. So if you turn outside to the world, then you are extrovert in general. Now these characteristics or these features are there. Like of extroversion will have the person is more talkative, he is more sociable, he is outgoing, he loves to be in the packs, in the crowd, he is more lively, he is more talkative once again, he is more optimist also, he is touchy, okay, he gets moved by what happens outside, he is more active, he is more assertive also. So these kind of characteristics we attribute to people, those who are extrovert. And just opposite of extrovert is introvert. So there are some people who are quite, who love to be alone, who are reserved, okay, they want to be alone, who are shy also, who don't want to speak to other people, who are silent, reticent, who speak less, and who are passive, they do not engage in swift activities, they are reliable also. So different qualities are there, and they are calm, peaceful, not much agitated. So they are absorbed within themselves, and they are rigid also to some extent. So different characteristics are there, and all these things were explained by this philosopher or psychiatrist who was called Carl Jung, psychologist. So of course these features which we are talking about people, they are age old, even they existed before this person, but Carl Jung was the person or the philosopher who coined these terms, introvert and extrovert. And one more thing is there that you don't have people who are completely, generally I'm speaking, you don't have people who are completely introverts or completely extrovert. So you will often find people who are a combination of introvert and extrovert. So those people are called ambiverts. So those who have the quality of introverts also and extroverts also. So ambi, remember this root means both. Ambi is both. And verto you already know is to turn. So ambivert personality will have the features of extraversion also and of introversion also. Okay, and let's talk about its connotation also. What kind of words these are? Are they positive or negative? What kind of flavor it has? So generally it's neutral. Okay, and it's not, it doesn't have any feature of badness or goodness in itself. Somebody who's extrovert can also be a successful person. An introvert person can also be a successful person. So extrovert, those people who are best in terms of extroversion, they can be something like a good teacher, a good leader, or a good politician, or a person who is in marketing. So these people need to be extrovert to some extent or to a large extent if they want to be successful. On the other hand, who are the people who are best in terms of extroversion, and they can be a good, let's say, not doctors, but scientists. So scientists are also introverts, philosophers, thinkers, so all the theory makers, they are also called introverts because they want to be with themselves and think or use their mind more rather than outside world. Then there can be, all the monks and saints, or all the people who meditate, they are also described as being introvert, meditating people. So you have these two broad features of people, and all the people can be either introvert or extrovert or both, ambivert. And mostly you will find people, they are ambiverts generally in the world. Okay. So someone wants to ask any question? Okay, Khushbu is there. Okay, please ask. So it's good. We can do one thing. Whenever we finish one slide, and if you have any question, then you can ask. So before we proceed to the next slide, and if you have any doubt, then definitely you can ask. Okay, please ask, Khushbu.
Okay. In extraversion, there is a word assertive.
Yeah.
No?
Okay.
So, what is the exact meaning of assertive, and or which qualities in assertive
Yeah.
people? So,
Okay. Okay. Let me
I am
explain.
not.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So assert means basically to say something. Okay, and say something with quite force. Okay. Yeah. So assert. So if I assert something, I say something quite loudly. Okay. And these extrovert people are said to say things whatever is there in their mind. They will say it very clearly to the people. They will assert it with force. So assert is to say something or convey your ideas loudly and with force, with rigor. And on the other hand, those who are introvert people, they are less assertive. So let's say whatever their thoughts are, they won't like to tell it quite forcefully to other people. So they may think about those thoughts just in their mind, and they will be contented with that. So this is the meaning of assertive and non-assertive. And you have noun which is called assertion. Okay, whatever you say is called your assertion. So assert is to say something with force. Is it clear?
Okay. And uh, so rigid.
Yeah.
So why are you not? Uh, so why mm, rigid is? Uh, I am little bit confused here.
Okay, rigid is also something like that. Okay, those who are intro.
Non-assertive.
Yeah,
Rigid is something like non-assertive.
rigid literal meaning is like unchanging. Okay, hard, fixed, and
Mhm.
unchanging. All those things are there.
So
And on the other
the
hand, this,
opposite of assertive,
yeah,
opposite of assertive is rigid.
it's not opposite. This is simply a list. Okay,
Okay.
because here you
So
see
okay, okay,
optimist is there, so opposite of optimist is pessimist, but we are not writing that. It's passive. So there are
okay,
some direct antonyms also, but they are not. This is not a rigid table. So assertive
okay, okay.
opposite is not rigid.
It's just qualities of.
Qualities.
Uh,
I'm listing the qualities.
okay,
Okay,
okay.
and I can give you one more context. Like those who have read Ayurveda, so there are three elements: Vat, Pitta, and Kapha.
Hmm,
Okay,
hmm.
so Vat, Pitta, Kapha, and they also have this kind of classification in their text. So introvert people are dominated by the quality of Kapha. Okay, so
Cuff.
whatever feature they have, this Kapha dominated people, so these are the qualities of introvert people. And on the other hand, Vat and Pitta. So Vat, is more concerned with movement, outside movement. So those people who have these elements in their body, they will tend to be more extrovert. So this is something like that. So I'm just making one comparison. This is not a perfect, may not be a perfect comparison, but something is there like that. Okay. So introverts, extroverts, and ambivert. And we will go deep into these words and these personality types when we talk about some other types of people also. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So anybody else, or we move to the next slide? Okay, so now I move to the next slide, which is about love and hate. So in every personality, one feature is there, one inescapable feature is there, that you either love somebody or hate somebody, or some people, or something, or some events, or some idea. So these love and hate are said to be the two drivers of human emotions. So there is hardly any person who does not either love something or hate something. So we have a whole range of words in English, and of course in Greek also, and Latin also, which describe the human personality in terms of what they love and what they hate. And let us talk about those things or those ideas. So these are also personalities and personality types, and loving and hating is one of the factors, main factors of building your personality. So two things are there, two roots are there. One root is Philie or Phile, second root is Misean. Philie is to love, and Misean is to hate. So these are the Greek words. And there are hundreds of words which are formed in English language from these two roots, Philie and Misean. So you love something, you attach this root Philie to that particular thing or idea. You hate something, you attach Misean to that particular idea or thing. We'll see how it works. I'll give you few examples, And apart from that, also in English, there are hundreds of words which will use this Philie and root Misean. So I am a student of philosophy. So let me begin with that itself, which is not given in your book, but let me discuss. So how do we decode its etymology? So there also, if you see, there is this word philo, okay, and Sophie is there. So Sophie is simply the wisdom, or Sophia is the goddess of wisdom, or the Greek goddess of wisdom. So Sophie stands for wisdom or knowledge, and philo is just the love. So philosophy means love of wisdom, literally, and the philosopher would be called a lover of wisdom. So this is one word, and then we move to some more words where, or the roots also, where we can apply these two particular roots, Philie and Misean. Now one is anthro. So anthropos means human beings. This is another root. So let us combine our Philie to anthropos, and then we get the word philanthropy or philanthrope, let's say. So philanthrope is the person and philanthropy is the noun. So how do we explain this word? Philan, or let me write it once again. Philanthrope. Okay. So philanthrope is a person who loves human beings, or the humankind. Okay, not any particular human, but human beings in general. So there are people, who think that human beings are very good species. They are more civilized, and they are full of good or divine things like love, compassion, empathy, sympathy. Okay, they are full of care and concern for everybody. So they help each other. And whenever any person or any human being is in trouble, so philanthropists or philanthrope will come and help. Okay, so there are philanthropical acts also. So what would be the philanthropical acts? Such as charity, okay, or all the social services, any kind of social service, like you open any school, you teach free of cost, just because you think that the aim of human life is to serve humankind. Okay, so this word is also quite useful and quite popular also, in fact. So I remember, like, we have this COVID-19 crisis. So all of you must have heard about Sonu Sood, okay, who was helping the migrants with his own buses, helping them to reach their home safely. So in newspaper, this adjective was attached to Sonu Sood, that he was a philanthrope, or he is a philanthrope, or he is doing philanthropical works because he is helping humankind. So probably he loves humankind. Okay, so from these two roots we get this word also, philanthrop. So Philie and anthrope. So the person who loves humankind, and philanthropical acts or activities will be things like charity, helping other people, helping poor. Okay, doctors also engage in philanthropy. So all these things can be called the acts of philanthropy. Okay, another, now just the opposite of this philanthropy, which is misanthropy, or the person will be called misanthrope. Okay, so this is the reverse side of the coin. So the people who hate humankind, they are called misanthrope. So you have this Misean, which that is to hate, and anthrope, that is human beings. Okay, I think our time is going to be exhausted. So what we can do, we will disconnect and we will join once again. Okay, just within a gap of 5 minutes. So maybe you can take a break